Hey everybody, welcome to the Healing Place Church Daily Devotional Podcast. We're excited to have you here for the start of our brand new series. We're going to be doing 4 weeks and we're calling it Grow. We feel that these devotions are going to impact you in your personal growth with God. Today we're going to be looking at 1 Peter chapter 2, verses 1 through 3. Peter said this, he said, "So get rid of all evil behavior. Be done with all deceit, hypocrisy, jealousy, and all unkind speech. Like newborn babies, you must crave pure spiritual milk so that you will grow into a full experience of salvation. Cry out for this nourishment now that you have had a taste of the Lord's kindness." So here, Peter is encouraging the church to grow. 3 things I want to point out here. First, he talks about our old behavior. Then he talks about our new cravings, and he finishes talking about real nourishment. So first, let's look at what he says. He says, old behavior. He says, get rid of all evil behavior. The first step, if you're going to grow in your relationship with God, if your faith is going to grow, you've got to remove some things in your life. What he's saying here is there are things in our lives that stunt our growth. These things, deceit, hypocrisy, jealousy, unkind speech, these sins in our lives, they not only don't contribute to our growth, they have the opposite effect. They actually cause us to go back. I was looking online today about what are the main things that stunt our growth as human beings. And according to the World Health Organization, they said the 2 things are poor nutrition and continuous infections. In other words, if you're not giving yourself the right things, but at the same time, you're giving yourself access, or you've been given access to infections, these things stop you from growing. And this is how sin works. Sin is like disease. It's like infectious that comes in and it stunts our growth. So we have to identify the things in our life that are stunting our growth, these behaviors, these sins. But the second thing he says is about our new cravings. He says, just like newborn babies, you must crave pure spiritual milk. You see, whenever we realize what we need, when we realize, man, if I'm going to grow in God, I need more of God, there has to be a craving on the inside of us. See, it's very natural for babies to crave milk, and we have to get ourselves to that part where every single day we wake up and we say, you know what, God, I crave more of you today. I don't crave what this world has to offer. I don't crave what just my friends or just what, my family or my job has to offer. I crave your presence. I crave your word. You see, we have to pay attention to our cravings. My wife, she's been pregnant 4 times, and it's so funny because I live with her and I see how she eats each and every day. But man, when she's pregnant, cravings are all over the place, right? There are late night trips to random restaurants that we never visit, right? Because something is growing inside of her. It creates these cravings. And for us to grow in our faith, we need to pay attention to the cravings in our heart. So we got the old behavior, we got the new cravings, but look how he says we have to get our real nourishment. He said, cry out for this nourishment now that you've had a taste of the Lord's kindness. You see, what you've experienced in God, no matter how good it is, it's not all of God. There's so much more for you to experience. There's so much more for you to know. There's so much more for you to do in your faith. And God, look what he said, he wants you to have a full experience of salvation. So our prayer in this series is just this, that there would be some new cravings in your life, that you would desire to grow, you would press in, you would identify the things that are stunting your growth, and you would experience God and his plan for your life in a fullness that you've never experienced before. So I want to leave you with this challenge. Take this journey with us. Stay committed to these daily devotions, but ask yourself, God, what are the cravings of my heart today? God, help me to focus and crave the pure things that you have for me so that I can grow in you. Amen. Hey, we'll be back tomorrow.